Myself, Harihar Moharkar. I teach biology in Yashwandash in the Junior College, Bhadravati. Dear students, today we will learn menstrual cycle or ovarian cycle, which is known as MC. Menstrual cycle is characteristic feature of primates, including human. It involves a series of cyclic changes in the ovary and uterus. The changes takes place under influence of gonadotropins LH and FSH and the ovarian hormones estrogen and progesterone. The cycles are repeated with a periodicity of about 20 days. Ovulation occurs in the middle of each cycle. This ovum in every cycle comes alternately from one of two ovaries. The cycle is divided into four phases. Menstrual phase, second phase is proliferative phase or follicular phase, third phase ovulatory phase, and fourth phase luteal phase or secretory phase. The beginning of each cycle is taken as the first day of menstrual cycle where menses takes place and it lasts about 5 days. This phase is known as menstrual phase. In this phase, endometrium of uterus breaks down which result in menstrual discharge through vagina. This menstrual discharge contains mainly blood, mucus, endometrial lining and unfertilized oocyte. This occurs due to decreased level of estrogen and progesterone hormones. This event occurs in uterus. At the same time, pituitary gland releases FSH in blood. Under influence of FSH, few primary follicles develop into secondary follicles in the ovaries. This phase of ovary lasts up to 14th day of ovulation. So, this phase is known as follicular phase of ovaries. In the uterus, after 5th day of menstrual phase, endometrium of uterus begins to regenerate or repairs under influence of estrogen. Developing secondary follicles of ovary secretes estrogen hormone. In this way, thickness of endometrium of uterus reaches up to 5 cm. Therefore, this phase is known as proliferative phase of uterus. At the same time, this phase also known as follicular phase of ovaries. Ovulation phase, ovulatory phase takes place in one of two ovaries. This phase lasts about 1 day and it occurs on 14th day of menstrual cycle. It involves rupturing of mature Graafian follicle and release of ovum, which is secondary oocyte, into pelvic cavity. This is rapid and shortest phase of MC. This phase takes place due to highest level of LH and low level of FSH. Like FSH, pituitary gland also release LH in blood circulation. After ovulation, a remaining tissue of Graafian follicle transforms into yellow corpus luteum. This happens due to effect of LH secreted by pituitary gland. Corpus luteum is endocrine structure in the ovary after ovulation. Corpus luteum secretes hormone progesterone and estrogen in blood circulation. Therefore, This phase is called luteal phase of ovary. Under influence of progesterone and estrogen, uterine glands develops and secretes uterine fluid in uterus. Therefore, this phase is known as secretory phase of uterus. So, luteal phase of ovary or secretory phase of uterus occurs simultaneously. This phase lasts about 14 days, from 15 day to 20 day of NC. Now, a release ovum is picked up by infundibulum of oviduct. In the oviduct, this ovum slowly moves towards the uterus. During these days, if insemination occurs by sexual intercourse or by artificial method, then ovum is fertilized by one of the million sperms present in the semen. The fertilized ovum becomes zygote, which ultimately develop into embryo. The gastrula phase of embryo is implanted in the endometrium of uterus. Placenta of developing embryo secretes HCG, human chorionic gonadotropin hormone. This HCG maintains corpus luteum of ovary, and corpus luteum continue the secretion of progesterone hormone, which maintain pregnancy. However, during this luteal or secretory phase, if insemination does not occur, then ovum is not fertilized. After 24 hours, ovum cannot survive and died in absence of sperm. So there is no zygote formation and embryo development in the uterus. Therefore, after 2 weeks, corpus luteum degenerates into white scar called corpus albicans. In absence of fertilization, next menstrual cycle begins. Therefore, release ovum may or may not be fertilized. However, uterus is prepared for future pregnancy in every menstrual cycle. Thank you.